Welcome to Hitting the Greens from the Golf Club of Coldwater. I'm Tim Hart. With us today is Brian Earls, our golf pro. You can also see Brian out at the Foundation Golf Center here in Coldwater. Our guest today is Nick Haberl, and Nick is my son. He is a beginner. When it comes to golfing, we're about 100 yards out from the green, and Brian is going to kind of analyze Nick's shots. And one of the things we want to do too, Brian, and that is for others out there, is what can you do when somebody, needs some instruction, and really some of the basic instruction?
Yeah, it's hard to do anything unless you're qualified to teach, but you got to understand that fundamentals are so important. So if you understand the basic fundamentals, you can help anybody out, especially the beginners. And every instructor loves getting beginner because they haven't developed many bad habits yet. So we can fix them a little bit easier, and usually they have more of an open mind. They haven't read too many issues of Golf Digest, so that we can help them easier. Fundamentals are so key.
Exactly right. Well, Nick, we're going to have you hit one here. What kind of club you got right now?
8.
He's got an 8?
8.
Is that about right, Brian? 100 yards out, what do you think?
Well, I haven't seen him swing yet, but let's go with it.
We'll go with the 8. You got a ball,
see.
throw it down there. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is kind of get him set up. So probably what would be good to start with, Brian, is you want to talk about his grip and some of his stance because, a baseball player type of thing, he wants to grab it just like a baseball club.
Yeah, absolutely. In golf, we have to have more of an interlocking or overlapping grip, or at least have all our fingers together. But the key is when you're putting your left hand on, go ahead and put your left hand on the club as you normally would do. All right? Now, you actually have a very good grip right now, and you're in a position here where you look at somebody's grip. When you're looking at the grip, you really want to see that the right hand, all right, is going to be covering the left thumb. And it does that with the lifeline of the right hand. So that when the left thumb is down the middle of the shaft or slightly to the right side of it for right-handed players, when that right hand comes on, that covers up that left thumb. They've got a pretty good grip. All right. So that's what I look at right away. And I can see he's got a really nice grip. Go ahead, take that grip again there. Good. Now the question is, for somebody of his height, how does he actually lower himself to get down to the golf ball?
Right.
Because we don't want to bend here.
Yeah, and you don't want to do this.
No, you don't, so it's hard. That's where the custom fitting of golf clubs comes in, but that's get expensive, especially for beginners. So they're out here with just a normal set. So what we're going to do, if you hold the club up in the air just like I am here, all right, if you're standing straight up and down, what you can do is do a slight knee bend, all right, lower the club to about 90 or parallel to the ground, and then to get it lower, all we're going to do is bend at the hips to the club hits the ground, okay? So you get into a position here where you haven't done a lot of knee bend, you haven't bent too far over at the hips, everything should just be on the ground. And when you get to that position, then you're in a good posture, then you can hit the ball pretty easily from there.
All right. Get yourself set up, Nick.
Go ahead.
What about stance so far as addressing the ball back in his stance and something like this? Or
anytime you have a beginner, we always start them off right in the middle of your stance. So, yep, absolutely. So you're drawing a line right here, right into the middle of his stance, especially with an iron. Once you get into the woods, then obviously with driver and 3-wood, we'd have more towards the left foot for a right-handed player. But anything in the middle of the stance is going to be good in this situation.
All right, Nick.
Got a good posture, good stance. He's aligned at the hole. He's in good shape. Good. Pretty typical. Did the ball go in the air at all?
Nope.
No. Pretty typical. And that's the hardest thing to do, is to understand how to get the ball in the air. To get the ball in the air, do you think you swing up on it or down on it?
Down.
Right. We use the loft of the club, so we have to hit down on it. Most of us are afraid of making a divot. When we're making a golf swing, a lot of us will swing and try to pick the ball up in the air. What we want to do is hit down and try to make a divot by hitting down into the ground, okay? So the biggest difference I would have you do is be more aggressive, try to swing faster, and hit down into the golf ball so we can pop it up in the air a little bit. Because I tell a lot of people when you're just starting off, it's not necessarily the direction. I'm more concerned with how solid you're hitting it. I really want you to hit it hard and hit it up in the air. I can get you to hit it straight later.
All right.
Go ahead, try again. Try and make more of a descending blow into the ball. Go ahead, take your stance again. Swing back to the top of your swing and stop. Okay, so what I would ask you to do from here is feel that action where you're swinging down into it more. Yeah. Then you're going to make a divot here, but you're going to strike the ball. So you're hitting down into it. More of that action will help you out. Good. Did you get it in the air?
Yeah.
All right.
Got it in the air, just wrong direction. But now he's got to get a little closer to the ball.
Yeah, it appeared he hit that way off the toe. So, that's where you start looking at a lot of other things to see what could be happening, all right? Go ahead, set up again. Good posture, all right. Stand a little closer to us so you get a little taller, because you got to use your height to your advantage, okay? Okay, good. There we go.
Totally different. I mean, the direction could be better.
Absolutely.
But totally different type of hit.
Absolutely. You know, so for a beginner, like I said, that solid hit, that's what we're looking for. After a little while of that, we can teach you how to square the club face up, but that's a few lessons later.
All right, we're hitting the greens here at the Golf Club of Coldwater. Our protege today is Nick Habril, and our golf pro is Brian Earls. We'll be back with more from the Golf Club of Coldwater after this. Welcome back to Hitting the Greens from the Golf Club of Coldwater. Again, our golf pro is Brian Earls from the Golf Club, along with the Foundation Golf Center here in Coldwater. Nick Habril is our guest, also my son. He's getting a few lessons because he is a novice golfer. We've been out a few times now and played about 18 holes, and so Brian is helping give him a little bit of advice. And so we worked from about 100 yards out, and again, that came down to stance and really trying to make that divot. And the last thing that we did is Nick got the ball up.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily straight, but his first ball on the ground, second one a little bit, and the third one up. And that's really what you were trying to accomplish, wasn't it?
It is, yeah. You know, you want to get it up in the air, you want to hit it solid. You could tell you had a really nice, crisp hit on that last one, and that's when we know you've done a lot of things correctly, and you can build on that. The first two, not so much. Last one, perfect.
I just tell you right now, Brian gives no breaks. You know what I mean? If you're not hitting it well, he will tell you. And right now, we're going to work around the green and really just kind of a bump and run and get Nick set up that way.
You know, when you're around the greens, for any novice beginning golfer, the name of the game is get the ball on the ground rolling as quickly as possible, all right? We're going to use a 9-iron for this type of shot. You know, you can use anything else you want, whether it's sand wedge, pitching wedge, you know, 6-iron. The goal is, though, to carry it onto the green and let it roll up to the flag, you know? And when you're hitting this shot, to make it as simple as possible, you know, basically, if you take your full stance like you would, you're going to hit this as hard as you can, all right? All you're going to do is move in a lot closer to it and then move the ball position off your right foot. And we play it off of our right foot so that we can hit the ball before the ground, all right? So the further back in the stance it is, I can make a stroke, and it's easier for me to hit the ball first before the ground. So it's, again, back to that crisp hit, hitting with a downward motion, all right? You're
not looking for, you know, the big flop up. You're not looking for the height. You're just looking to get it on the green and have it roll.
Yeah, exactly, you know. So it's really basic. We got an uphill shot here, so it's going to be pretty slow. It has a lot of break, so anything within 10 feet or so is pretty good from right here. You know, that's what we'll try to do. So when we get set up, again, we're close to the ball, so we're much more standing upright. We're not going to be crouched over, you know, so we stand more upright so we can make more of a shoulder swing and, you know, have that nice pendulum motion versus a real wristy, handsy motion. So we'll get back in the stance, standing tall, nice and close to it. I'll put a little bit of weight on this foot and then have my hands are forward. And I don't want my hands back, I want them forward so I can deal off the club and hit a nice low shot. So let's go ahead and hit one here. Let's see how we do. So we bumped it up there. We didn't hit it hard enough, but it's pretty good. You know, like I said, you get up the hill and it was real basic. There was absolutely no risk involved with that shot. I mean, that's probably, you know, not as bad as I could do, but, you know, it's really average.
Sure.
But it was a low-risk shot and perfect for a novice golfer to play.
All right, let's see what you got there, novice.
Novice.
I could say it to him right now. All right, so what did he say?
So a little bit more back in your stance. Move forward on a little bit. Good. Get a little closer to it so you're taller. Good. And then the other thing to do is just get those hands forward a little bit more. So, yep, right there, even with your left thigh. Okay, good. Now make just a slight motion back and accelerate into it. There's novice. And not bad, you know. What we would probably try to improve on this second one, and I'll let you hit one more here, is go ahead and try to make a smaller backswing. Go ahead and set up to that like you're going to hit it. So when you come back this time, just try to come back a little slower right to here and then pop into it, okay?
What about like his left arm? Will you keep that straight or does it make a difference?
Yeah, it should stay relatively straight here.
Okay.
Not something he'd probably have to think about until we get to a longer swing.
Okay.
So you can see a lot of novices lack the touch to be able to correct themselves. So the first one you hit too hard, the second one you hit harder, right? Yeah. So that's where you'd have to make the adjustment as a beginning player, is practicing and developing a little bit of feel and touch so that the second one goes shorter than the first one that went too long. Good.
You want to hit one more? And then we'll have the old guy hit one.
Try to hit an easier one.
Not so hard.
You can see, you don't have to make a big swing here. Very simple.
Again, but you know, you also, the other thing it looked like is he was bringing,
Yeah,
he was breaking
getting the
those
hands
wrists
in.
type of thing.
Absolutely, you know, which could all be corrected by just a smaller swing back. You know, a lot of it's tempo and timing, but if you could swing back a little bit slower so that you're not here and then real fast into it, you know, it's just getting that, building up that slow speed and trying to work with it, because power is not going to be your problem. You're a young kid. Power you can do. Let's watch the pro.
Yeah.
That's pretty good right there. Much better than mine. And that'll swing it off the slope. Look at that beautiful green here at Golf Club of Coldwater. Now that's a fun shot to play. I'm surprised you're not a single-digit handicap.
Well, you know what? If I was out here more with my man Brian Earls, maybe I would be. But when we come back, we're going to see if the son can beat the dad, and Brian's going to devise some kind of challenge here. What do you think, Nick? You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, he was born ready, he said. All right, you're watching Hitting the Greens from the Golf Club of Coldwater. We'll be back with more after this. Time now for rules of the game, and today our rule deals with the flag stick, because the flag stick can cause you some penalty strokes.
It can, absolutely. You know, a lot of times what we'll see is you maybe have a long putt and you think, oh, I'm not going to reach, you know, the hole. I'm just going to lag it up there. But lo and behold, you make a nice putt. It's got a good roll, and it hits the flag stick while you were putting from the putting surface. And if that happens, it definitely is a two-stroke penalty. So here you've made this wonderful long putt, but it goes from a one putt to a three putt real fast. So definitely want to make sure you always take it out.
Or have somebody tend it.
Somebody can tend it.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, just take it out or have it tended. Absolutely.
All right, so let's say we're on the putting green and we pull that out, we lay it down. Can this also cause me another penalty?
It can. So, you know, another thing that happens a lot is, you know, especially with this downhill putt, somebody might take this out and set it off to the side here.
Just kind of
You know,
casually, no
maybe
big
not
deal,
necessarily,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you've hit your putt a little too hard. You've got a downhill putt. It rolls and hits the flag stick. Again, two-stroke penalty. And remember that that's when you're on the putting surface. So if you're putting from the fringe, it's okay. But if you're on the putting surface and you hit the flag stick, two strokes.
All right. So the big thing is avoid the flag stick.
Avoid the flag stick. And, you know, there's some things you can do with this is, you know, setting it on the fringe. You know, taking a few extra steps and get it to the fringe, set it down there is not going to cost you if you hit it.
Okay. All right. Rules of the game with Nancy Chapman. You're watching Hitting the Greens. Welcome back to Hitting the Greens from the Golf Club of Coldwater. Tim Hart with our golf pro Brian Earls and our guest today, Nick Haberl, my son. And Nick has been learning some different things from 100 yards out. He got the ball up on a loft, and then a little bit of a chip here from just outside the green, a little bump and run, although he's got more muscles than he really knows.
Yeah, you know, he struggled quite a bit with that. So we'll see if he can come back under the pressure of a contest.
All right.
For today's challenge, you each will have one shot.
Okay.
From right where we just hit from, and then we'll play it out into the hole. Whoever has the least amount of strokes will win the challenge. However, after the chip shot, we'll allow Nick to move it 2 club lengths closer than where he currently lies.
Oh,
Just
handicap.
You gotta
man.
handicap it. That's what golf's all about.
All right. Well, Nick, I'll let you go first. Now remember, don't
easy.
Hit it. Don't hit it like you're going to the next green.
Just try to land it just on the green. Let it roll up there.
And you know, Nick, we could talk while you're playing too, just so you know.
Get a little more back in your stance. Good. Oh no.
You know what? as any dad would, I'll give him a mulligan. How's that sound?
That was a little bit better too. He's getting there.
Not so hard.
Show us a good practice swing, a nice easy one. Let's see how lightly you can hit it. Too big, smaller. Slow back, good. That's what you need right there.
Get closer now.
And aim more to the right. There you go.
Use your green.
That is a lot better.
That's a lot better, it sure is. Well, we'll get him up over the hump unless that, look at that ball stop. So we'll get him up over the hump.
That's pretty good.
So, I got a little bit of a challenge here now today.
Let's go, pro.
Here comes the old guy.
You didn't think you could swing that easy, did you? Nope. See? You gotta develop a little touch. Watch this. He's ready.
That's not hard enough.
Oh no.
Come on.
Oh no.
Come on.
It's coming back.
Stop right there. Let's get our putters. We'll be back with more from the Golf Club of Coldwater after this. Okay, we're on the green. He's gonna have 2 club lengths. Go ahead and measure it out. Let's go, Habrel. And just turn your club over.
There you go.
Oh, this is gonna be a battle.
I can't wait.
I'm out, so I guess I get to hit.
It's a pretty tough putt here.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot going on. Pay close attention. And work on that easy stroke. Are you gonna talk while he hits or anything?
You can talk all you want.
Yeah.
I'm usually a better putter than I am chipper.
Feeling confident then.
I'm a beast at mini putt.
Come on, I gotta hit the ball though.
This is no mini putt.
Look at that. I put that right in your way.
Perfect. That's how they did it in the old day. Stymie.
That's right.
You had to hit around that.
And actually, he probably wants to hit around that anyway, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's not gonna be an issue.
You want me to mark it?
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
mark
it is.
Don't want to risk anything.
That's right.
One thing he did learn though, you know, Nancy said you got to get behind the ball and take a look, so he's got that down.
I'm already impressed. I really am, yeah. Which way is it gonna break?
Yeah.
To the left?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you pick out a spot to aim at? All right, good. Let's see if you can hit it.
Now don't put it on the other green. Look at that. That's a good looking little putt.
Just a little bit closer than you again.
I tell you what, why don't you putt it out? Put some pressure on me there, son. Huh? What do you think, Brian?
I like his chances from here.
I like his chances. He puts it in, all the pressure's gonna be on me. Nick Habrel. His brother's going to MSU. His
Really?
brother will be a Sparty. His oldest brother is Go Blue. Shh. Oh, the pressure. The pressure was terrible on that kid. Your mom might not let you eat tonight.
It looks like he needs to eat.
He needs to, yeah. All right.
Good try, good try. Don't worry, he won't make this.
He did not make it. He left it out just like his son.
Too tough of a putt. Oh, tie goes to the host.
Tie goes to the host with the most. But at least he learned something out here, Brian.
Nice job
that's for
today,
sure.
guys.
That is for sure. Again, what a great little thing we got going on here with Hitting the Greens. We brought out Nick today, a novice golfer. If you'd like to be on Hitting the Greens, you can contact Riley Freisinger at the Golf Club of Coldwater. We got quite a few shows yet to go. We got rules to go and all that type of thing.
The list of guests is getting long.
It is getting long. Exactly right. So we'd like to invite you to be out here. From the Golf Club of Coldwater and brought to you by the Foundation Golf Center, I'm Tim Hart for Hitting the Greens. Whoop your butt in basketball too, doesn't make a difference.
I'll block every time.
That's true. I can't imagine that being close.
He hasn't beaten us, only beat him one time, that's
I
all.
haven't played in a year.
Well, that's why I won the last one. I'm like, I'm
Don't
done.
play again.
You stopped after I hit that girl.
Why would I?
After I hit the growth spurt, it was over.